Welcome back. Welcome back. I am Bryce Lester. I'm one of the engineers at Wisys, and I am here to reintroduce you once again to the AI Interpreter, which is one of our Agility intelligence products. And this is an AI-powered document automation platform for business transactions. Today, we're going to go over, we're going to identify some document processing challenges, understand what the AI interpreter is capable of, navigate the AI interpreter interface, and take a document and create a custom template and transaction for the AI interpreter. Oh, maybe I have it. Okay. Sorry, there we go. I was looking for Gabe. Sorry, Gabe. Okay, so the inbound document challenges that we got, these are, all customers, organizations receive documents from multiple sources, whether they're bank reconciliation, customer purchase orders, vendor confirmation, quotes and documents, email attachments. And they all kind of share that same thing of you have to manually get them into your system. Yep, thank you. Sorry. There we go. Sorry. So of course, the cost of these are manual document process. It's slow, it's expensive, it's error prone, whether you're transposing numbers, ending up with incorrect quantities or pricing, missing information from those documents, the wrong shipping methods, and all in all, of course, more delays in getting that document into the system, of course. So one way, a traditional way, is to use an OCR, but that of course has its own challenges. Typically OCR reads that text by a layout, right? And so documents frequently change, labels can vary, different file types, create other inconsistencies. And in the end, really the OCR is really looking at shapes, not necessarily the business context. So we have created the AI interpreter to bridge that gap, and probably at its leanest definition I could come up with, right, is the AI interpreter accepts inbound documents and turns them into business transactions. It understands the content instead of the layout. It identifies key business information, validates required fields, and ultimately lets you submit those via an API transaction. So how does this work? Documents come into the system in all forms. The content gets extracted and analyzed. The template is used to define required information. The AI engine maps documents into draft transactions, and ultimately the user is able to review and then act on that document, whether it be a sales transaction, a purchase order, inventory movement, and so on. As part of that, the document templates are really what we use to define the underlying business transaction. Something's coming in. We want to identify what are we trying to do with this? How are we trying to get this into our system? So we'll use the template to specify required fields, structure that transaction, add document-specific rules, and of course there's account-specific configuration. Different accounts, there are different business rules that we may want to follow. So the interpreter templates allow you to set that up and define that, whether it's a customer, a vendor, it just allows you to tag that as an account-driven template. The business transactions are really, again, at the heart of the AI interpreter. They run off of the AI interpreter API library. And so for SAP Business One, this is the service layer. So you would expect to have the entire service layer at your disposal. So the requests that are available, If that document requires that something from the service layer, you can get it into the system. The Macola API is new. We created that specifically for the AI interpreter, or I'm sorry, Agility Intelligence. So what this does is we have a Wisys Macola SDK. This is just old school .NET framework transactions and so on. But now that we have taken that and added a REST API layer around the existing Wisys Macola SDK. And then of course, the Agility Intelligence is, is an API invoking engine, so bring your own API, to process these documents. Key benefits are obviously, we want to reduce manual entry time, eliminate mistakes from retyping, handle more volume, of course, flexibility of processing PDFs, Word documents, Excel, images, email, of course, you name it, we're HTML, text documents, Markdown, what you want to process exactly. The use cases are really only limited by what APIs you have available to you. If you have an API that you can act on that document, you can certainly think it up. Sales orders, purchase orders, quotes, inventory movement. These are certainly all of the standard things. Okay, demo time. We are going to navigate the AI interpreter. We're gonna take a document and create a template, and then we're gonna run through and just see how to create that template and then process that document, and we'll kind of get into a couple examples of what it can do here. All right, sorry, I have to put these on. Okay, so we're inside of Agility Intelligence. We're going to browse to the interpreter. And I know Aaron alluded to this earlier, but we have some key metrics up at the top. So for inbound documents, as those documents get processed, they end up in a draft status. So you can process the document. The AI engine pre-execute with the AI engine and gets them into that draft status so that somebody can come and review. You can obviously, if you feel good about, it's a solid document and everything's going well, you can skip that process altogether. We also have, just how many documents have failed this week, and just some metrics on what's processed. At the heart of it here is we are going to take a look at we're just going to start with this sales order and just kind of go through the process of what that might look like to map that particular, set up a template for this particular document. Okay, so here we're going to go to the template wizard, and what this does is this gives you, we're going to define from the onset, we have our document and what type of transaction are we interested in doing. So in this case, here's our account scopes. This document may apply to everybody. We can define specific scope for that. Whether it be customers or vendors, and select the specific account code. We'll leave this one for default for now. So we'll just let's get out of that. And this is. And then at this point, this is where we select our target transaction. So this is a list of, in this case, all of the Macola API endpoints that are available for us to create a document. This one, we're just going to select the sales order. And the inbound document type is really, you can configure these in the settings as far as the inbound doc type, but it's really a tag to let you know, like, again, just to be more explicit of, this is the type of document I typically expect. It's really just a tag. The additional instructions for the so I'm going to leave this one blank. We're going to come back to that, and I'm going to show you a use case of that. But you can, as you send off the document to be pre-processed by the AI engine, you can give additional prompts. So to get, there are things that you may want to default. You may want to update on the fly or just update the template. And again, I'll show some examples of that here. So we're going to navigate through. At this point, we see our API selection. In this case, we have one sales order. Imagine you had various endpoints to create sales orders, different versions, things like that. You would make your selection here. These are configured, and when they're captured or defined, you can put them in categories, and this particular one is just for sales orders. So here we can see our required fields, so we know what's required by the API transaction. So we need to at least define this minimum amount of information. Okay, we'll next through, and at this point, we're seeing a field selection. So this is everything the API has available to it. Obviously, most people do not need everything that the API provides, right? We default many different things, and so in this case, we're just going to roll down through here, and we are going to, for our particular document that we were looking at, right, we're interested in maybe grabbing the PO number, our terms, discount, the ship via, and some of that key information. So we're going to add a couple extra columns here. We're going to say the customer PO, our ship via, our terms, and our discount. And then down into the lines section of the API, we're also going to grab the discount percent here. And so as you see, as I select those become into our selected field region or grouping there. And then we'll move through. Okay, this is the page layout. So this is really, it's not meant for like a heads down entry application. This is where you're going to review that draft transaction. But you're able to, set some specific information, set some defaults. So we'll select some fields and drag them onto the canvas, and I'll show you some of the properties that you're able to. So we could go through and drag, one at a time, dragging each column or each field onto the template. But in this case, we're just going to add all fields, and then, for example, so we can make this a little more personalized. We'll say that when we bring up the UI, this will be the caption that we see. We can give the prompts that we need. Again, as somebody's reviewing this, they may, again, you can make it unique to them, change the verbiage so this defaults to what the API is. So that terminology may make zero sense in your business. So obviously you can change captions, the control types. In the Macola API right now, although I don't think it should be, the order date is set to a string. So I don't think we want that. In the UI side, we want to see, a drop down a date picker for somebody if they need to manipulate that date for any reason. And we can do the same thing with the grid section here. Just adjust the name. We can adjust columns. I know from experience that using the Wisys SDK that the cost and price, while required, you need to set a -1 to get the system default value, right? And on our sales order, we don't want that to, we don't want the sales order to dictate the cost of the item. We're going to let that come from the system. So just as an example here, I'm going to uncheck this and say it's not editable. And at this point, I think we can navigate to the next. Okay, so we've made our selections of what's important to us on that API transaction, what we want to capture in this case. Now we're going to take a look at the document, and we're going to map what the document has into this API transaction. So these are on the left-hand side here, the source, the API UI, is the information that's key to us. The document is what the document has available. So we're just going to say we want to combine those data points. So typically you would open up your document, have a look, and really think of this document field as your prompts, using ChatGPT or whatever. Your responses are normally only as good as your responses are only as good as your prompts. So making these as accurate as possible is beneficial. However, the AI engine is contextually aware, and I'll give some examples of that. So we'll leave some of these as an example. I have warehouse here, And on my API side, I have location. I'm going to leave that warehouse value alone. And we should see that, you know, the API engine can make that connection where it doesn't have to always, you know, doesn't necessarily have to be a one-to-one. But again, it's best practice to keep that in line as much as possible. Okay, so just to get us going here, I am going to choose this auto map feature, and that's really just going to take our source field and put it into the document field, and then we'll make our changes here. So I know, for example, on the document itself, we had the date, right? So it doesn't say order date, it says date. So we'll just change that. We know our document says date. Another example might be PO number, where this actually said just PO number by itself.
Hey, Bryce, can you hold up a second?
Yeah.
We got a question.
Sorry, I'm gonna take those.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. So I see that this will show us how it's going to read the document and put the stuff in. And
yeah.
To me, that's great. I'm excited to see it. Do you have any data set up where you could also do the manufacturer's part number instead of your item number so we can watch how it's going to make that translation or do that extra step?
I'm not able to demo that today, but that will be there.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so as an example, on your sales order, you know, you may not have a customer number, you have the customer name, so that reverse lookup, you know, where we need to take that customer number or that part number, part description, you know, part name, and get the actual code. You know, FedEx second day air probably isn't that code in your system, right? It's like Fed2 or something like that. So that reverse lookup is what we're talking about. I can't do that right now, but yes, that will be there. Okay, so I think the last thing I just wanted to show, so even I talked before about defaulting that value. So, you know, you can set some configurations and transform. I should have turned that off. Set some default values for the cost as an example. Our discount percent, I think in this case, looks like this. Let me grab this real quick, sorry. I know the other one's even different, but we'll go, change that. Okay, and then we'll move through to the next screen. Okay, so messages, this real quick is just execution messages. You have your default message. This is what the user might receive when they process that business transaction. And most APIs give a response in and of themselves. So in this case, the response will let you know what the order number is. So we will just add something like awesome order created. Okay, and then we'll navigate through. And then at the end of the wizard, you know, we get a little bit of a summary, you know, as an example. Man, how do I turn that off? As we go through, as an example, we can delete this mapping and, you know, at the review stage, it's going to give you some indications, you know, hey, you missed some things, and we can just jump back and remap that particular value. Okay, so now this is going to take us right into the UI that you're going to see. So we're going to jump in, and now we see our the template that we just created. So we have, you know, all of the columns that we created, and I should have. Okay, so now we'll take the sales order that we were just working with. In this case, I'm doing a manual one. This obviously, you know, can be unattended and scheduled, and it'll run through very soon. So we'll run through. So now we're having the AI engine pre-process that. And again, I kind of flew through those. So hopefully I put enough contextual information from that sales order into that document. And again, okay, so again, just as an example, you know, we see, you know, I see AR terms code, you know, terms. So it's able to make those connections, you know, location, as I was talking about, warehouse, they're not the same. So it's not directly mapping. Again, there's some contextual awareness to that. And so at this point, we'll go through and we'll just say create our sales order. So awesome, 6847 was created. Yeah, that called the Macola API transaction right there. Yep.
So is the AI using the field that you said it is in the mapping to try and scrape the data out of metadata that you get?
There is some various extraction and some mapping and basically saying, I have this template and I want to marry those two pieces. Can you help? I'm going to give you a good prompt, basically this is it, and then connect those pieces together. Exactly.
I guess maybe the question I'm trying to ask is, how loud now? Sorry, I'll try and be louder. So in the case of the ship via code or the customer PO number as a reference point, you said PO number in your mapping.
Mm-hmm.
And so what it's trying to do is look in the document to see where it says PO number and the following data and then map it to
Yes, and then bring that back into the template that we expect. Exactly.
So it's not like typically a Chronoscan, an OCR, Kofax, stuff like that is trying to look in specific areas for specific data.
Right.
This is not doing that. It is.
I'll show you something
Okay.
cool. Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's just because I'm trying to correlate it to what we've done before.
I have a great example. Here. Hold on 1 second here. So I'm going to clear this. Yep, we're going to clear that out. And I was writing an email to Bob and Aaron, and I say, hey guys, I don't know if can you guys see all that okay? Okay, I want to place an order for Island Bike Company, use today's date for the order. I checked the inventory and it looks like it's in stock. They've been waiting for a while, so I told them I'd give them a 7% discount, and I know they're cringing at that right now. Quantities and so on, can you please ship them UPS? So I have that email here. I'm going to drop that into that same template we just created. Now, we're going to go through and we're going to have the AI pre-process this for us. Oh, it did not. Well, that was. Oh, I added, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is actually pretty good. So in the template, I have terms and it's telling me, hey, this is a low confidence. I couldn't find, you wanted terms and you didn't provide terms in that context. So that's actually a pretty good example. I didn't supply a PO number as an example. So that was also low confidence. Other things though, again, it's just kind of a free form email, but if I wouldn't have added terms and things like that, you can see that it did, but you would now have you could take that email and now as you review, you would be able to complete those things and hit submit. So yeah, I don't have a ship date on the template itself, but exactly. Oh, the order. Yes. Right, exactly.
Okay, now I'm going to sing. Our item numbers, and you may have answered this with the customer item number, never mind that. The item numbers we have to what the customer may have, and it might be a digit. They may not use a space. We use a space, like we have an FCR/51 half inch. Well, they may not use that slash. They may use something else. There may be a space between the 1 and the half inch.
Right.
How does it handle that? Is it going to kick it?
So in that template today, there is some light data transformation. If you've used our other design tools, we have a lot more data transformation. So the idea is, if that's what you expect in the document, we'll have some data transformation that you say on this particular, when you find this item number, I want to make sure I just want alphanumeric and nothing else as an example, and stripping out any invalid characters that you would essentially set up and define. You could, let's see, the prompts, I can see if this may lead into something here. Do I have time, Jim? Or okay, I'll be quick. Okay, hold on, let's see. All Let's go to the template manager. Let's grab, we're gonna say this purchase order, and so I have a purchase order, and this was, okay, so I have this additional instructions down here. So this is a prompt, and I'm gonna show you this document that I have as an example. And it says, for the buyer code, I'm sorry, let me move that over. For the buyer code, do not include the person's name in the value, okay? So we're gonna drop this in. And a better example would probably be if I take that out first. So I'm gonna remove that. Right now that's editable. I think we're gonna have that configurable. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit that. So we're gonna go ahead and upload this. Right, and we see the value there. So we're gonna clear this out, and we're gonna start over here, and we're just gonna put that in, and then we'll drag and drop this value again. And now we've reestablished those that additional prompt, and you can see it had the contextual awareness. Hey, let me take that name out of the value. So again, that just adds as an extra layer of prompting that you are able to send to the interpreter agent to help you, transform data, and do various other things. Yeah, so right now, yes, it comes in on the, you can define it on the template as a default. If that's how this PO comes in every time, we can just leave that there. But if there's an anomaly of some sort, or I don't know, something like UPS in their hub in Kentucky is snowed in, we can only ship FedEx this week. All the ship vias need to go to FedEx. Even doesn't matter what it's coming in on. Force that value for a time period, as an example. That would just be a use case where that you could leverage that exactly.
Hey, Bryce.
Yes.
A couple of questions. The first one is the PO number is unique to the customer. So does that verify that PO number was not used in the ERP at the time of interpreting the importing the document, or does it wait to fail once the import occurs?
So in this case, no PO number in this particular example. There should just be a vendor information, but
no, I'm referring to your customer will have to make sure you don't ship the same order twice. Right?
Gotcha. So that, again, just like the data transformations, additional validations. So after it's pre-processed, a validation layer can occur. Again, think of that number comes in. Now I want to go and resolve something exactly. So I can't show that immediately, but.
The next question is not related to that, but it's related to the actual document management. So it gets processed, it gets imported, but then how do you prevent that from being reprocessed again? How does the management occur of that?
So this is kind of exactly. I mean, this is kind of the manual processing. It would typically, I think you would typically want this automated. So as those go in, there's an inbound document table that, again, I know somebody asked earlier about if the documents were stored in the database. They're not stored in the database. There's a pointer to their location, so where they're stored. So you would set up a bucket, whatever that is, and then it would directly reference that. After that, yeah, absolutely, yep, absolutely. After it's done, it drops out of that queue. Exactly. Sorry, guys. I know I'm over. Sorry. There is an OpenAI roundtable tomorrow. All of the development team will be there. So I'm sorry if I cut anything short. I know I had to kind of speed through and didn't really speed very well. So, okay. Good. Yep. All right. Thanks.
Hello? The mic is good? Yes? Okay, perfect. Turn this on here. There we go. So my name is Pascal. I'm AI lead portfolio at Wisys. And I will talk a little bit more about the agent, so the chat agent you saw this morning that Aaron kind of demonstrated. There are way more to it than that you will discover it as we go along in the presentation. So first of all, I'll just try to click here. There you go. Should work. Wait, I'll just refresh. There we go. Maybe there's a little. Just going to refresh my presentation here. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Your ERP holds the answer, but getting to them shouldn't require a developer a backlog of reports. The Agility agent is a natural language AI assistant that lets you ask a question and instantly receive real-time insights. Execute transactions, generate reports, all from one conversation. So this morning we saw that it's able to process NLP, natural language requests. It's able to create transactions. But today we'll see that there's 21 and counting transactions types that we support. We also can chat with the data back and forth. So input output is possible with files. There is voice-powered hands-free operations as well. There's visions, document processing, agentic vision. So I'm going to go a little bit faster here because I want to demo all of these functionalities. So this is what we're going to learn today. So you can type, you can speak, you can upload a photo, you can even record a video or just do some live video, and it will understand, it will process the image, it will know intuitively what to do. And the AI plans and validates as well, so it interprets your request, it builds the whole payload, it has safety checks as well. And in the end, you can approve. You can even download an audit trail for the transactions. So when you query your ERP, you can just ask it something. The AI will execute. You can export any results to Excel, PDF, CSV. You can create PowerPoints. You can basically create all types of different files. The AI recommendations can, there will be like little bubbles that will show recommendations. So you can click on them and they will just launch the request right away. You also have a prompt library where you can save your prompts. So it's on the right and you have like a list of different prompts. You know how sometimes you just want to reuse the same prompt every day to see if your some items have updated, some PO orders have processed, or you can do that by saving all of these prompts in that library. So we support over 21 plus transactions, so inventory transactions, order entry, customers, item purchasing, manufacturing. So all of those are only a few that we support. You can chain multiple transactions as well in one prompt. So you can say, oh, I want this transfer this amount of I don't know, objects, items to another warehouse, and then create a, I don't know, like a PO for this or that, and it will chain all of the different transactions. You can download a confirmation document with SHA-256 integrity seal, and you have the full audit trail right there. For vision and documents, you can upload a photo. The AI will identify the items, count the quantities, even read all of the labels. It can zoom on everything. It can find mistakes. There's a built-in camera support as well. I will demonstrate that a little bit just later on. You can upload PDFs. You can get some really good report on any PDFs you upload. And you can get like annotations. It can basically isolate different parts of the PDF, tell you, there's something you need to sign over there, you need to do this here. You can even like, I don't know, like take a contract, like put it in, and it will tell you how to fill it up. So it's very useful. The voice and hands-free, well, you can speak to the agent. We're going to support at least like 30 plus languages with automatic detection as well. And there is even text to voice. So you can click a little listen button and it will start like talking. I can demonstrate that right after I'm done with this. So yeah, so it supports Macola SAP, and our technology could in theory like support even more. So we are working with technology that could lead to some agnostic integration as well. So I'm going to launch the agent here, and I will show you some demo. So first of all, here is the first thing I want to show you. I'll just put it full screen. There's a prompt library on the right. You can select your prompts. So I saved a ton of different prompts, and I wanted to show you straight up one feature that is very interesting. You can upload files, and you can select. There's 2 sales order here, and I wonder, like, they're pretty much the same. I want to know, like, I'll show them to you here. So they're just test sales order, but they have a discrepancy. They have something that's different in between them, and I want to know, is there a mistake somewhere? Like, did maybe I'm not seeing it right? So I will select both of these PDFs. I will open them, and I will go to my little prompt library. And this is a prompt I made to compare 2 documents together. So basically, any document you feed the AI, I have a specific saved prompt that will look at the document and tell me, is there any discrepancies I should know about? So I'll just click this. I'll send a request. The AI is processing the request here. And I wonder, should I put it in light mode or dark mode? Which one would you like most? Is it okay like this, dark mode, or would you like light mode? Because there's a little button at the top I can switch. So the AI just processed the document super fast, and it zoomed in on what was different between the 2 documents. So I saw that there was maybe a mistake, It highlighted a customer number. It told me exactly what was the difference between the document. This is a very good technology that we're using, and it can be, like, the sky is the limit with this technology. You can think about any, if you have any use cases you can think about, just go ahead and tell me, later on during the session, if you think about something that's agentic and vision alike, tell me. So it got this document in. It even highlighted where inside the document the problem is. So we can see here there's the customer number was different between the 2 documents. So there's a little, maybe a mistake, maybe something happened there. So, but you can think about any other kind of use cases as well. So it tells you, of course, here we can see it tells you like a summary of everything. It says, you know what? I saw the difference. Key difference identified. So the customer number is C20001, and the new one is like C700,000. So there, it sees the difference. There is also a neat little feature here that we can, that I'll show a little bit later. Wait. So here in my prompt list, I will show you how to create. So you have some Excel document you want to create. Maybe you want to, have a report of low stocks alerts. Maybe like you want to have grids of all of your inventories available to you. So I have like this big prompt I created. It's pretty big. It says, create an Excel workbook, warehouse manager report with 5 sheets. Sheet 1, inventory summary with a table of all items, their stock levels, each warehouse, total column, sheet, like everything. Basically, you have a ton of information inside these Excel sheets, and it will work straight away on creating, well, it's supposed to work straight away on creating the document. Wait, I'll just try again here. There you go. Okay. So it starts usually doing what we call the intent planning. So it's trying to figure out, there are orchestrators that are working together to try to figure out what should be done. So which agent we should call. So should we call, for example, an agent responsible for like creating charts, more like code executions or something like this? Or should we should we call something more specialized in SQL requests, for example? So now what it did is that it's trying to get all of that data from all of the, right now we're using Macola for this one, so it already got, I think, a few items, so cables for brakes. I can see like it got the quantity on hand, the average cost as well. So it was able to fetch that from the database. And now it's creating the whole Excel document, and it will be available very soon. There's a little preview of the charts it created, but you can download the complete Excel document right here. So you just click open file, and I have it like, it's true, like it really open. I have it right here with low stocks alerts here. There we go. So these are some, like low stock products that we have in the database. Recent purchase order as well, some charts here, some KPIs. So everything was created thanks to the AI agent. Those are always like downloadable. You can also create other types of documents. So we can create, I don't know, like a PowerPoint if we want. So I have like a little prompt here just to create a PowerPoint with different slides. So the number of slides is shown right here. I think it's a 6 slides document. So you can tell the agent what kind of data you want on each of the slide. For sure, it's going to be a PowerPoint without any like real template, but at least it's something where you can start with. So there's slide 1. So slide 1 will do inventory analysis. Slide 2 will do a table of current inventory levels for all items across warehouse. And yeah, so it's trying to create the whole PowerPoint right now. So there's a 4-step process. So it's always intent planning, doc retrieval. So documentation means it's just looking around to fetch all of the data. So if it's somewhere on a database, it will fetch it. Then there's an interpreter that's creating the scripts that is necessary to create all of these files. And at the end, there's a synthesis, which is putting everything together. So it's like a summary or what's coming, what kind of question you want to ask next. So these are like quite big PowerPoint that I'm creating here. So we're gonna wait. There we go. So it's almost done. Should appear soon. So I'm gonna let it work. So perfect. So I have the PowerPoint right here. I can open it. It just opened on my other window. I can drag it right here. There we go. So I have like tables created. For sure, you can like move around the table, make them a little bit like smaller if you want. You got your, all of the different like charts. You can ask for any charts. I just asked for some random charts, like pie charts and also You can create this. No, I don't need this. There we go. Any questions so far? You're good? All good. Okay. So the other kind of things you can do is using voice, so text to speech, so I'll just try it, or voice to text. So I will just ask, I think, show me the top 10 sales order by total amount. I'll try it. So show me the top 10 sales order by total amount. There we go. So you just have to speak, and straight up you get the answer. So this is already integrated in our product, and it works pretty well. You can also listen to it. So I'm not sure if we're ready to, maybe, is it going to be too loud? No? Okay. So I click the listen button so we can hear a little bit about what it says here.
Here are the top 10 sales orders by total amount from your Macola system. Top 10 sales orders key findings.
So
Largest single order. Order number 550 for cycle scene is the largest by a significant margin, totaling $266,750. Recurring order values. There are several identical order amounts for the same customers. For example, Outdoor Adventure Outlet has 6 separate orders for exactly $92,394, placed within 2 days of each other. Similarly, Walmart has 3 orders for $40,114.30. This could indicate split shipments.
I can click stop, and it just stops. And so this voice is fairly natural. You can also notice that I skipped the whole table, so there's auto skipping for the data. You might not want to hear the whole data from the table. You know, it's a little bit annoying, so the voice is skipping straight away to the summary instead of otherwise otherwise you'll stay a long time hearing all of that table data. All right, and the agentic vision is really good, but there's something else I want to show you here. We supported the transactions, but we also support multi-transactions. So I'm just going to click here. There you go. I'm just trying to find the right, okay. Validate. TT on M, so create. Okay. So I'll just show some sales order for customer 901. Wonder if there's any, maybe there's not much, but I gotta get this here. So, okay. Transfer 5 items. So I'll show you. Okay, so I'll show some stocks that we have, So we have some bike pedals in stock. We want to create a transaction. So transfer, there we go. We're going to do a transfer transaction. I will show you the audit paper we get, the confirmation download, sheet that we get once the transaction has passed. So here we have the approve button, approve and execute. So each transaction has a transaction type that we can see at the top right there. So it's called inventory transfer, and we can approve and execute it. And at the end, there will be a confirmation that you can download. So you just click the download confirmation. You already get your PDF open with the confirmation that something happened, a transaction happened at 2:49 p.m. today. So with the pedals and how much was transferred from one warehouse to the other. So this is good. And I'm just gonna click here. So we also support multi-transaction. I'm just trying to find here my little prompt. There you go. So we have, okay, yeah, this is it. So this is the one. So I'll just show back the inventory. All right. So now what we can do is we can receive 100 units of pedals into warehouse MA, then transfer 50 of those pedals from MA, I think, to CA, yeah, from MA. So I'll just execute it. So from MA to CA, it will perform 2 transactions. So we have n number support of transactions at the same time. So as you can see here, it will first create an inventory received, then proceed to do the inventory transfer. So what I can do now is I can approve all of the 2 transactions. So approve all. And you will get like a little confirmation for both of them. So we got the confirmation for both of the transactions. And we can download the confirmation as well. Also, a quick thing about agentic. You can, agentic vision, you can analyze anything you have inside your warehouse. You can know about your inventory count, inventory like items. You can take a picture of something and ask very detailed information out of it. So I'm just going to do a little demo with some gears here. So how many gears? There you go. So I'll upload the image. So I have an image here, and there are some gears inside. I'm just going to zoom on it a little bit to show you. So this is a fairly complex image. But I will ask the agent to count the number of gears and try to zoom on them. And also count the number inside each of the little bin you see. So I'll just upload it. Here we go. Perfect. So we're going to get some preview of, we should get some preview of the image being zoomed in. And also a summary of the number of gears and what type of gears they are. We support any type of file almost, either like videos, images. So right now it's zoomed in right straight on the gears. And it will give me a little summary at the bottom. So it's trying to process the whole thing right now. So it should be 3 on the left, 2 on the middle, 1 on the right. But I think the AI will go even deeper and will tell us what kind of gears they are. And this could be useful for, I don't know, inventory tracking, or think about all of the different possibilities, because I think there are like many that we could use this system for. So, and we support as well any type of like video, but also real-time video. So if you open your camera, you can basically scan something, scan a barcode, or like just point it, take a picture or a video, and it will give you the like an analysis like this. So yeah, also we can run many in parallel. If you were wondering, we can have many like tabs open, and we can let this one like crunch the numbers, and then we can go back to it later on. What I wanted to do was basically duplicate this tab here, and while it's processing on the other side, I wanted to maybe perform a machine, a maintenance analysis on some sort of machine we might have at a warehouse or at a factory. So I'm just going to select this prompt here that says, what are the problems on this machine? Try to figure it out. And while this is processing, so we can have like multiple agents in parallel running. So you could have like multiple tabs, ask multiple questions to all of the agents, and you wouldn't have any bottleneck or any like parallelization issues. So it already identified the problems. So we have like some red square on top of the right here. So it identified that there's a problem with the steam coming out of the machine, and also it said the pressure is very high. So it's zooming on the problem and giving you a description of it right there. So it says it's a critical emergency or something. This is still processing. I'm just going to let it process. Usually, the amount of time it takes to process everything is fairly low. So, like a little bit like this. So, I know that the internet is a bit slow, but this is mostly it. I wanted to show you all of that. If you have any questions, there's going to be a roundtable tomorrow for AI.
Yep, perfect.
Exactly, and
yeah, I know we tried to jam a lot into a 45-minute session, and we did go a little over. So we appreciate your guys' attention and hope you enjoyed what you saw. But like Pascal said, we do have that other AI roundtable. You also can come find us at any time, usually in the back of the room, hanging out, and if you have questions, feel free to pull us aside and ask us. So
yes,
thank you, Pascal.
Hesitate.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Bryce.